And govannen, niblings. Let's play LotRO, episode 80. So, I changed my mind
What
about
do
what
you
I'm going to
need?
do. I am going to show you the ride to Rivendell after all, because I can talk about the progression of the story in the books. So, I'm here in Bree. I'm going to ride to Ostgaruth. So if you remember, the four hobbits left the Shire. I'm talking about from the books. They left the Shire. They went to Bree. That's where they met Aragorn, or who they call Strider. Then they left Bree. Unfortunately, a man in Bree named Bill Ferny learned about their presence and informed the enemy. They had been pursued by the ring wraiths, so they cut across the Midgewater Marsh up into the Weather Hills and up to Weathertop. They kind of came up this way rather than follow the road. They camped up on Weathertop. That is where they encountered the ring wraiths. Aragorn fought them off, and Frodo was wounded. They made their way further across the Lonelands and towards the Trollshaws, trying to make for Rivendell. So there's Weathertop. So I am now headed towards Rivendell, similar to the path that they took. So the farthest that here, let me go back to the stable master. So the farthest that I've explored stable routes is here to Ostgaruth.
Well met.
See, there is a route to Rivendell, but it is locked because I have not discovered it. So I'm going to ride into the Trollshaws, and I'll pick up a few quests on the way. And at some point I will stop doing the quests or stop focusing on them anyway, and make my way on up to Rivendell. Because if I remember correctly, the book 4 takes place in the Trollshaws, and so it will be guiding me through parts of the Trollshaws. But I may do the first few quests to get up to Thornhad. Which Thornhad is kind of the hub for quests in the Trollshaws. So you may remember I did come, when I was doing quests here in the Lonelands, I did come as far east as the river. There was a quest for, there were some Eklinaar up on the top of this hill here, which is called Dolvaig. And one of them sent me this way to the river to get some fresh water. And so that's as far east as I've been so far. But I'm going to cross this bridge. Called the Last Bridge, because it's the last bridge in Eriador to Rivendell. Rivendell being effectively on the borders of Eriador. And if you kept going east from Rivendell, you would go into the Misty Mountains. So we encounter some Eklinaar. I believe these are Eklinaar. They may be... No, actually I think they're... Let's take a look. They are elves. They're not Eklinaar. I can't talk to them yet to get quests, though. The silver rings over their heads mean that they will give me quests eventually. I might have to be level 30. I don't know. I can't remember. Or maybe they unlock once I do other quests. So the hobbits, along with Strider, crossed the last bridge into the Trollshaws, and they knew that the ringwraiths were pursuing me at this point. And Frodo was getting sicker, so they were in a hurry. And so they made their way down here, through the Trollshaws. And there is a camp up here, but there's normally a vector quest to go to it. So I'm not getting any of those vector quests. I know they redid the quests since the last time I've been here. I wonder if they redid them so that you have to go to Rivendell and complete this part. Well, no, I don't think you have to complete this book, but I think you may have to unlock these quests somehow. Because if I remember correctly, you normally encounter someone by now. Or somewhere along this road. So, oh, let me show you another part. So at one point, here in the Trollshaws, the hobbits get... Oh, actually, this isn't in The Lord of the Rings, this is in The Hobbit. So, the company in The Hobbit, the 13 dwarves plus Gandalf plus Bilbo, took the same path from the Shire to Rivendell, coming along this road. And at one point, before they made it to Rivendell, they got ambushed. Oh, interesting. These are much higher level than me, so no wonder I'm not seeing any quests. So at one point, they get ambushed by trolls. And the trolls are fighting them, or are arguing about how they're going to prepare them and eat them. And Gandalf manages to trick them into continuing to argue with each other until the sun comes up and they get turned to stone. And these are those three trolls, Bert, Tom, and Bill. So just a little piece of history there. You can go find those trolls in the game. I had forgotten that the Trollshaws were so much higher level than this. I thought usually by the time you got sent to Aragorn that you were about on level for the Trollshaws, but I guess not. Alright, so that little detour was for what happened in The Hobbit. Back to what happens in Lord of the Rings. So they make their way to the Ford of Bruinen. I'm going to swing up here to Thornhad to access the Stable Master, just so I will have that route open to me later. I can't remember if they actually ever go to Thornhad in new books. I don't think they do. But Elrond had sent some of his elves to look for Gandalf, knowing that he was coming. And so they may have been based here in Thornhad while they were looking for Gandalf and the hobbits. Alright, so this will be useful.
Govannen.
unlocked that stable route. Like I said, that stable route right there is the hub for all of the troll shots. So it's a very useful one to have unlocked. The troll shots are really pretty. I like them a lot. It's just this very mountainous terrain here at the foothills of the Misty Mountains. So by this point, when Strider and the hobbits get to about here, Frodo is getting very sick, and the ringwraiths are catching up to them. And they encounter Glorfindel, and he escorts them the rest of the way to Rivendell. And I can't remember if they encounter him at the ford or right before it, but he takes Frodo ahead to Rivendell, knowing that Frodo might not make it. In the movies, it's Arwen, but that's not how it goes in the books. So this is the ford of Bruinen, where Elrond calls in the power of this land to create a flash flood to wipe away the ringwraiths, and they get washed downstream and are safe. The hobbits are then safe for a time from their pursuit. Plus, they can't really attack Rivendell anyway. Rivendell may not seem like a stronghold, but it is. Because both Elrond and Glorfindel are two extremely powerful elves with powerful magic at their command. And there are many skilled and powerful elves in Rivendell as well. So these creatures are purple. You may have noticed. I don't know that I ever talked about what purple means. If you find a creature that's purple, basically what that means is it's pretty much impossible for you to defeat it. The bonuses that a purple creature has to its resistances and its evasion and block and parry versus your attacks will be so high that you'll be lucky to do any damage at all to it. And your resistances and evasion and block and parry against it will be pretty much non-existent, so it will hit you every time and just crush you. So don't fight things that are purple. Also, you don't get any experience for defeating things that are purple. You also don't get any experience for defeating things that are gray. So things that are gray are too easy, things that are purple are too hard, and you don't get experience for fighting either. So it has to be close to your level range in order for you to get experience off of fighting it. I can't remember if... I think purple, if it's purple, it also doesn't count for deeds. I could be wrong about that. Alright, so here's the road into Rivendell. So this was a long journey to make it to Aragorn. It took pretty much the whole episode to do this ride, but I hope that You got to learn about the story, how the game itself, you know, integrates the story into it, the story of the books. And it's a really pretty ride anyway. So here is Rivendell. I wonder if I can get a good screenshot here. I think I can. Yes, that's a good one. Ooh, I forgot to take off my HUD. There we go. That'll be my thumbnail for this episode. Or maybe I'll actually do the last homely house. Yeah, this is better. Yeah, I want this screenshot instead. The screenshot of the last homely house and the waterfall and all that. Oh yeah. Oh, get the mouse out of the way. Oh yeah, that's way better. So, Rivendell's great. It's just one of my favorite areas. I wanna live in Rivendell for real. You can see the Misty Mountains in the background. See, you can see the snow-capped peaks of the Misty Mountains. Alright, and there's a guest house here on the edge of Rivendell where Aragorn is staying. Of course, here in Rivendell is where the Fellowship assembles. And you can also meet everyone. The game progresses through the timeline of the books, so by the time you come to Rivendell, Legolas and Gimli are still here in Rivendell, because your character comes here at the same time that the Fellowship has gathered to have the Council of Elrond. So,
I thank you for this news.
It's been a few episodes, but let's make some progress on the epic book. Alright, so, he wishes he could be in Esteldin to aid with the Council of Halbarad, but his fate lies elsewhere. He will compose a message for Halbarad and ask Elrond if one of his elves could deliver it. For now, take ease what you can here in Rivendell. So, I've got a choice of rewards. This locket is okay. I think I'll keep what I have. I have light armor and heavy armor, shoe options. But this medium armor option is really good. I'm going to take that. I could also take this level 30 leather equipment, but these shoes are good, so I'll just take those. So I'll equip them. That was a good replacement to those boots that I had.
Greetings.
Alright.
Greetings.
So I need to start book 4. I also need to do this quest. Now, let me see what this quest does. I may not be able to make much progress on it before the end of this episode. So he says, I have borne this broken blade for many long years. And if you remember from reading the books, he actually shows it to the hobbits. He draws his sword out of his scabbard, and the blade is broken just a foot or two above the hilt. This is Narsil, wielded by Elendil in the battle at the end of the Second Age. This is when they defeated Sauron, basically, at the last War of the Ring. So Gil-galad had fallen, Elendil was slain. Isildur and Elrond fought together. Isildur picked up the hilt, cut the one ring from the finger of Sauron, and the power was broken. But they found all of the shards, and they've been passed down from father to son through the line of Elendil to Aragorn. He is one of the direct descendants and the heir of Elendil. But the sword had never been remade. And of course, the old victory didn't last. The shadow returned. Sauron is back in Mordor. The blade must be reforged. So he wants me to talk with Himeldir here in Rivendell. Alright. And I do need to start Book 4 of Volume 1 of the Epic Quest. So I need to find who gives that, because Aragorn didn't offer it. So I'll have to figure out what's up with that. I'll do that between this episode and the next. So pretty Rivendell. So we're going by the Stable Master here. There are a few quests to do here in Rivendell, so we'll probably stay here for a little while.
How can I be of service?
Alright, so now I finally have... I should have that... minimum level 40. What? Well, I have the Stable Master unlocked at least. Oh, I can swift travel from Ostgaruth, so that's good. So I can always go from Bree to Ostgaruth to Rivendell. Even though it won't let me travel directly to Bree for some reason. Oh yeah, okay, I am going the right way. Alright, Narsil needs to be reforged. This is joyous news. The shards have been in Imladris for a while. Reforging the sword may not be possible. The elves of the House of Fëanor crafted numerous wonders. Among these were the Silithair, adamants possessed of the light of the stars. The dwarf smith Telkar used one of these stones in the creation of Narsil. It was the Silithar that caused the blade to glow when wielded in battle. All of the Silithair were lost since the forging of Narsil. Without such a stone, the sword will never achieve the greatness it once had. He wants me to tell that to Aragorn. So I've got to go back and tell him that. We'll see what Aragorn says about that. I went the wrong way. I did. I always forget it turns into a dirt path here. I make that mistake a lot. I've played this game a long time, and I come to Rivendell often because it's an important hub to get places, and I always forget that you have to turn on the dirt path there to come this way across the river. Okay.
Greetings.
If he needs a Silithar to reforge the Sword of Elendil, we will find one.
Greetings.
Alright, I am going to wait and continue this quest on the next episode. So just keep in mind, we're starting off with looking for a Silithar for the reforging of Narsil. This also opened an Eklinaar quest, because I believe this quest chain takes me to Rivendell. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. We'll continue this story about Narsil in the next episode, and hopefully we'll begin the next epic quest as well. So tune in next time, Niblings.